Hello everyone, today I want to talk about syncopation. In this video I will use Ableton. You don't need to use Ableton, you can use any DAW. In this video I will talk about three topics. The topics it will be first downbeats, upbeats and offbeats. Second it will be what is the syncopation, why we need syncopation and how we can make syncopation. And third one, it's I will show you one example without syncopation, and I will show you same example with some syncopation. And I hope this video will helpful for you, and it will be good if you like video, leave some comment, and maybe subscribe. Let's go to first topic. As you remember, my first topic it was downbeats, upbeats and weak beats. Weak beats, other name offbeats. In this video I will say offbeats. Okay, now as you see here, this beats, they are red or orange, they are downbeats. Downbeats, it's stronger beats in your one bar loops. By the way, it's one bar loops example. And generally you can use here some kick. It's like dum 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 dum. Okay, this is your strongest beats and name is downbeats. And this one is yellow one, this is upbeats. Upbeats, it's weaker than downbeats, but it's weaker than this, but it's stronger than your offbeats. It's like second strong beats and or weak but stronger than weak beats. And generally you can hear some snare or hi-hat here, but most of you can hear some snare. And this one, it's bright blue, I think. This one it's offbeats and other name weak beats. This is beats, it's weak beats ever, the best weak. Okay, and name it's offbeats, and you can hear some hi-hats or some shaker here. And I will say again, downbeats strongest, upbeats second strong, and offbeats weakest ever. Okay, and now our second topic it was what is the syncopation and why we need syncopation and how we can make syncopation. First, syncopation refers to deliberate disruption of the regular flow of rhythm. This occurs when the natural accent of piece of music are displaced, creating a sense of surprise and interesting. This makes music more interesting, danceable and stimulating of the listener. Syncopation is pass the music forward by emphasizing unaccepted beats and keep the listener waiting for the next rhythmic turn. And without syncopation, our music would become predictable and boring. And you can say now, okay, now we got it. But how we can make syncopation? For syncopation, today I will share 4 key points. These 4 key points are exciting offbeats, or some beats they are usually unemphasized, and shifting exciting. For example, in one some bar loop, when you remember I said your downbeats, your strong beats, and because of your downbeats strong, you can generally accept your downbeats with your kick. If you add some other sound to your extra sound to your weak beats or upbeats, you can accept them, and you will shift your accenting point. Okay, and now other point it was rhythmic variation, international disruption of rhythmic flow. We will disrupt our rhythm. And other last point is rest and silence. Introducing rest of pause of the unaccepted place with the rhythm to create syncopation. Now I will show you this 4 example in Ableton. Okay, now I have one bar loop example here, and it sounds like this, and I want to make this sound more interesting, and for this I will add some sound. For example, I will add one percussion, and I will add my downbeat. Downbeat, it was my strong beat, as you remember from here. And when I add some percussion to my downbeats, it will be sound like this. As you hear, I add extra sound, but I didn't change any rhythm, and I just accept the downbeat. It was already strong, and I disturb a little bit my kick. As you hear, we can't hear kick clearly. Now I have to change this, and I will make this with this 4 point. First I will accept the off beats or some beats they are unemphasized, and I will change accenting points. Now if I accent my weak beats, as you remember, this one and this one was weak beats, this one was up beats, and that one it was down beats. Strong, 7 strong, and weakest ever. Okay, and actually I want to add other weaks point 2, not 2, sorry. And if you listen, as you hear, we already accenting our weak beats, and we change our accenting shift. They are same things. And now we can make rhythmic variation. We will disturb our rhythm now, and I will remove this one and this one, and I will take this here. Actually, let's listen. As you hear, I make some variation. It was better than before, but it's not so good. Now our last point, it was rest and silence, and I add some silence into this loop, and I will just remove this one and listen. I think it's better than before, and now I will go to our third topic. By the way, this is a worksheet I make for this video, and you can download this worksheet for free from my Patreon, and it's just like this. It's like summarize to this video. Okay, and now I will show you one example, and that example first it without syncopation, and I will show same example with some syncopation. By the way, for syncopation you don't need to use just drum. You can use chord, bass, and maybe some point you can use your lead too to make some syncopation. And now I have example here. I have one chord. My chord's simple chord like this, and I have one drum loop, drum, and I have one bass. It's like this, and they all together, it's like this. As you hear, it's not bad, but it's always same. Nothing changed. It's boring. Now I will make some syncopation to make this sound not boring. Okay, and here I add little bit syncopation to my bass to make this one. And as you see, I remove some notes from here and here, and I change here a little bit to make some variation, and it sounds like this. As you see, as you hear, it's not bad, because bass it's changed things, but it's still not enough for me. And this time I will add little bit syncopation to my chord progression. And as you see, my chord was just like this, and I changed my second and fourth chord. I take the one space to left, and as you remember, this and this note was the downbeat, they was the strong beats. In this chord progression, as you see, my all chord they start with my downbeats here, 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 and here. It means they start with kick, and they exciting the one point it was already strong. And in here I change my second and fourth chord. I take them to my weak beats. They will start just before the kick. And as you remember, my bass already was syncopated from here, and they always will be sound like this. Now I will show you my kick and chord alone to understand how it's affect. Now my kick every 4 beats, and this is my chord, and let's listen. Okay, now my other example here. My chord it's syncopated from here, my bass syncopated from here, and now I will add some syncopation to my drum. As you see here, my drum, I have 4 kick, 4 snare, I have every downbeat kick, every upbeat snare and mid-tom, and I have every offbeat hi-hat, and I have tom in my upbeat and weak offbeats, and it was sound like this. Now into this example, first I make my loop 2 bar long. I make 2 bar long because it will be better when you make 2 bar and you change this 2 bar. It's to make little bit change. For example, first bar and second bar they will be not same. And as you see in this here for syncopation, I remove my tom from my upbeats, and I take them my weak beats, off beats, here, 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 and here, and here. And I add some silence space here and here, and I make little bit I add little bit variation. As you see, I change here, it was like this, and I change just like this, and it's different from here, and I add little bit variation here too, and it was sound just like this. Before it was like this. If you listen all of them together, now if I want to add some element into this sound, and if I add them too with syncopation. By the way, for syncopation you need to be careful. If you add so much syncopation, maybe you can make your sound a little bit chaotic. Okay, and in this example it was already syncopated, but I add 2 snare here to make a little bit variation, and I add one percussion sound with syncopation, and it sounds like this. Okay, that was what I want to say. Now if I make a summarize, first I showed downbeat, upbeat and offbeats. After I talk about syncopation, and I say 4 key points for syncopation. This key point, it was exciting offbeats, shifting accent, and rhythmic variation, rest and silence. And last, I show some syncopation example, some with bass, with chord, and with drum. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment, and let's see you in the next video. Bye.